Hey guys, so today is my first day of APPEs. I'm at Neomed, so that's where my rotation is. I will be with a pharmacist who mostly does like MTMs, just does a lot with outcomes, so I will learn more about that. I do a lot of that in the retail pharmacy anyways, but it's always nice to learn more about it. So yeah, I go in at 9, it's 8:46 right now. And then I'll probably be there until like 3 or 4. It's really just an intro day, so he's probably just gonna introduce himself, which I already know who he is. He's a professor at Neomed. And yeah, just have our little introduction. Okay guys, so I'm finally done with my first day. Yeah, so honestly, it's a lot more than I expected, which that's okay. I kind of picked a harder preceptor, I think. I don't really know, but anyways, I wasn't really ready for the questions he was gonna ask me, like drug-wise. Also, I'm not crying. My eyes just get really red when I can't breathe out of my mask. So, but he asked me a lot about pulmonary today, and I'm not very good with, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm not very good in pulmonary. That was actually one of the modules that I didn't do that well in. I passed, obviously, but I just didn't really get it. So yeah, I definitely need to go home and look up all the answers to the questions that he asked me, because I struggled with them. I knew some of them, but not all of them, and I need to go through other disease states like hypertension, hyperlipidemia, and diabetes. So I'm ready for this rotation because I can tell it's gonna be possibly a rough one if I don't know that. But anyways, so I was there from 9 to it's almost 4:30. I'm gonna go home and work on a couple projects because I have a couple projects I have to work on. And yeah, so he's already given me like 5 projects to do, which I'm fine with. I'd rather know ahead of time. And I'm there until July. I don't know if I already said that. So I'll be there from 8 a.m. to 6 tomorrow, and then 8 a.m. to 6 the next day. And then he said that as long as I'm at home, I can do virtual and do my projects. So I think I'm gonna do that Thursday and Friday. I don't know how much I'm gonna be working at this point, really. I hope this isn't, I mean, I think it's gonna be a lot, so we'll see if I actually get to work a lot. But yeah, I'm gonna go home and eat because I didn't eat all day, and yeah, just rest, I guess. Hey guys, so today is my second day. Hopefully it goes a little better than yesterday, but not that, like, yesterday really didn't go that bad. It was just rough because I didn't know the answers to his questions. That's it. But the rest of the day was fine. I really just worked on MTMs, and that's probably what I'm gonna do today. Yeah, I'm opening the pharmacy, so, and my preceptor is calling me on Zoom so that he can like virtually be there but not really be there. But there is a pharmacist on duty. But yeah, so that's how today's gonna go. Tomorrow I'm coming in too, and then Thursday and Friday I'm gonna stay home and do my projects, and hopefully I can get those done. I have a topic discussion on Friday. I don't know if I already said that. It's over immunization, so I think it'll be okay, because that one's really not that bad. Especially working in like a retail pharmacy, we pretty much do immunizations all the time, and you gotta know your stuff. So I'm gonna look over that, and the resident that's doing it with me, he's gonna send me an email about what he expects, because I've never And I guess I've done a topic discussion, but not like one-on-one like that, I guess. I don't know. But whatever, so I'm gonna go in there. It's 7:49 right now. I'm gonna go get the keys, open up the pharmacy. Not the pharmacy, but where we're at. It's not really technically a pharmacy, but whatever. Gonna open it up, gonna log in on the computer and do some outcomes. So yeah. Oh, and I looked up the questions that he asked me so that I can tell him now. So I can hopefully redeem myself. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do today. And then I'll probably go home, and I'm here until 6. Maybe I'll go to Cane's or something good, because that sounds really good. But I will see you guys later. Okay, today is day 3. I have to get going in there because it's like 7:50. I'm a little late. But yesterday wasn't too bad. I answered most of his questions right, but some of them I had to go home and look up. So hopefully I'm getting the hang of this. I don't know. I just don't like being asked questions that, I don't know, sometimes are really hard. And I have a hard time thinking through things, especially when people are, or like there's awkward silence, or like they're just looking at me. But yeah, so anyways, I'm gonna go in and put everything in the refrigerator that I brought and sit down and get on my Zoom call. And then today we also have a meeting with some of the professors, so I'll let you guys know how that goes. Hey guys, so today is technically my 4th day. I'm obviously working from home. It is like 11:35 right now. I didn't videotape yesterday because I got done with work, and honestly I didn't really feel that well. I was there until 6 again yesterday, and then I went and got some food from Cane's, and then came home and ate, and then I just wanted to kind of like lay in bed. I don't know why I get like that sometimes, but I think it's because I had caffeine while I was working, and then I had caffeine again, so whatever. I just had kind of a headache and then came home. So yeah, nothing too exciting. Now I've already been through like 3 meetings today, or I guess 2 technically, but I learned how to create a webinar, so that's pretty cool to know. They created it through Zoom, and it's for like a continuing education program that my preceptor does through his work, so that's pretty cool. The second one was a meeting for something that the P2s and P3s have here, or it might just be P3 year that they start this, but it is kind of a hard, what should I say, assessment, I guess. It's just really stressful in the moment because there's not a lot of time to do everything that's included. I don't know if I've explained this before, but what we do is, like, you have a patient case, you go in and talk to the patient, and then you go back to where you're like sitting and you work up the patient. So you have to write out a SOAP note. You start with an SBAR first because you do the SBAR first, and then you have to be working on the SOAP note at the same time, and then you're like making recommendations and counseling the patient at the end. But after you're done with the SBAR, so I think you only have like maybe, it's either a half hour or an hour, and then you go in to speak with a professor about the SBAR. So you go through everything about that, and then they tell you if you're wrong or right. I think this part is the most stressful part because it's like, I mean, did I really work this patient up right or not? Or like, will I have to go back and mess it all up? Usually the first problem isn't too hard. That one's mostly the obvious one. But the second one is kind of like, it's always hit or miss for me. Like, usually the second problem isn't too obvious. So it's really hard to just find that second problem and then have a treatment all done for it whenever you're going in to talk to them, because you'll have a second problem that you think it is, but that might not be right. So then they'll quiz you on what you think it should be. So then that just opens a whole can of worms. But I mean, honestly, that was the most stressful part for me, was going in to do the SBAR. So when you're done with that, you go back to where you were sitting and you fill out the entire SOAP note, and write down your recommendations to counsel the patient. So after all that's done, then this is the easy part. You just go in and talk to the patient about what you're changing, or what you're adding, stuff like that. But yeah, so we had a meeting today about what they would make the case. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But I will show you guys my schedule for today. So I don't know if you can see it. No, whatever. So you see I have, yeah, a meeting there, meeting there, meeting there, meeting there, and then tonight I have my PLS meeting for people who are on the e-board. I guess I'm not technically the e-board because I am just social media, but whatever. So yeah, we have to do that. And then tomorrow I have an immunization topic discussion, so hopefully that goes well. It's with a resident, so I think it'll be okay. And then I have to meet with my preceptor again over Zoom. And yeah, then so for the weekend, I talked with him, and the projects that I'm working on for the weekend are, I have that Pathways to Pharmacy PowerPoint that I have to put together for finance, which I'm not sure if I should be the one speaking about finance, considering I am like so in debt that it's not even funny. But that's what you get for going to pharma school. But anyways, then I have to work on the PSA case, so I have to have that by like next week. Hey guys, so it's a couple days later. I never really got around to showing you guys the changes to the immunization schedules, so I will go through those right now. These are the bullets that he told me to know. So I printed out the CDC vaccine schedules for adults and children, and then kind of just told him what the colors meant, and that was pretty much it. And then I had to know the cutoffs for pharmacists administering vaccines for children. This is special populations, contraindications to special populations, and I had to differentiate between multiple vaccines, so like Pneumovax, Prevnar, all the flu vaccines, which ones don't have eggs. So the ones that don't have eggs that I know of right now are the Flucelvax and Flublock. And the only ones that are trivalent are Fluvirin and Fluad. The rest are quads, so meaning they go after 4 different strands. I went over tetanus, so those are like Boostrix and Adacel, and then DTaP, which is for patients younger than 7. Meningitis, so Menactra only, it covers A, C, W, and Y. Men-B only covers B. So you want to get that after the Menactra so that they also cover the B. And the ones that are most at risk are college students for meningitis, which I'm sure you guys know. But infants are also considered at risk as well, because if they have any type of deficiency or if they are immunocompromised, they could be at risk. So they should also be vaccinated. And if you've taken infectious disease or anything like that, you'll know that viral, bacterial, and fungal infections also can cause meningitis. So in babies, that's one of the most prevalent causes. Hepatitis B, there really wasn't a difference besides what the adjuvant was. Hep A, the only difference, Havrix has a preservative, Vacta does not. Zoster, and we all know Shingrix is more recommended at this point, since it is inactivated and there's 2 doses, so you're getting the booster. And then on to the changes. So it says, I found out that the HPV vaccine is also recommended for people that are 27 to 45. It used to only be recommended up to 26 because that was the age group that they stopped when they were testing it. And then Men B is also recommended in those taking rivolizumab, which is a complement inhibitor, I believe. Which this one's not really a big one, but just something to know. TD or Tdap may be used where only TD vaccine is indicated for vaccine or tetanus prophylaxis. So in other words, they are interchangeable now. If you started with the TD, you can get the Tdap if you need that extra boost, and then if you start with Tdap, I think you can also get TD. Oh, another thing, and I don't know if you guys knew this, but in 2019, the ACIP now recommends to only get Pneumovax for persons that are 65 years and older. Prevnar is no longer really recommended because they didn't find any difference between the people that got both compared to someone like people who only got one. So now it's a clinical decision to get Prevnar, although I think most pharmacies still recommend getting Prevnar than Pneumovax a year later. But just throwing that out there, although they do recommend Prevnar in patients who may be in a nursing home, long-term care facilities, places that have low pediatric Prevnar uptake, and persons traveling to settings with no pediatric Prevnar program. So those were the only changes I found for adults. In children, they now do not recommend the Haemophilus influenza B who were unvaccinated previously under the age of 5. And Hep A is recommended to all children in those 2 to 18 years old who have not had a Hep A vaccine and should complete a 2-dose series. Men B booster is now recommended for persons greater than 10 years old who have complement deficiencies, so like asplenia, also microbiologists. Something else that was kind of neat was the polio virus. They only, and this wasn't a schedule change, but they only take the trivalent OPV for the U.S. vaccination requirements. Doses administered before April 1st, 2016 are the ones that are counted. Lastly, I saw for DTaP, the catch-up recommendation, dose 5 is not necessary anymore, so they only have to get the 4 doses administered at 4 and up and given at least 6 months after dose 3. So that's one less shot that kids have to get, which is pretty nice. And if you look at, this isn't a change, but if you look at like these different special populations, their schedules are so much different. And I'm not sure if this is completely true, but people who have sickle cell disease, they recommend 2 Pneumovax doses, 5 years apart, and then a 3rd dose after 65. And then Prevnar, up to 3 doses they can get. And I forget where I saw that, but I think it was the CDC website. Also, the reason why people with sickle cell disease or asplenia are more, they have to have more vaccines, especially ones like Pneumovax and meningococcal, because they are more susceptible to encapsulated bacteria like pneumococcal, meningococcal, and Haemophilus influenza B. So yeah, something to learn every day if you didn't know it already. Hopefully you guys all know that in pregnancy, you want to give Tdap in every pregnancy, and I'm pretty sure it's the 3rd trimester. This says 20 weeks gestation, but I'm pretty sure they recommend it in the 3rd trimester. Just some key notes for COPD, asthma, or smoking. You want to give Pneumovax is recommended from 19 to 64 years old. So you want to give that one first, and then you can give the Prevnar. That's pretty much all. Most of these disease states you can't give live vaccines, so just make note of that. And yeah, that was all I really looked at. I really enjoyed doing a topic discussion on this because it really helps, especially since I want to go into community. And yeah. Okay, so that concludes my first week of APPEs. I would say that it was okay, not great, but I'm here for 2 months until the end of July, so, and I'm already learning. I just it's kind of hard sometimes, but that's okay. I would rather be challenged than not challenged at all. So as long as I'm learning something, I say that this is a success. But anyways, yeah, that's all I had for you guys. So whatever you guys want to see next, please let me know in the comments. I will keep going with this journey through APPEs. I'll keep see if I can vlog whenever I can. If you guys want to see any other videos about getting into pharmacy school or getting through pharmacy school, anything like that, definitely comment it down below, or you can message me on Instagram at MissFarmD2B. But yeah, that was my first week of APPEs. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time. Again, thank you for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe, like please, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.
Missing someone. Missing someone. Missing someone. With all your heart. Missing someone. With heart. How much you miss it. And you miss it. And you miss it. And you miss it. And you did it right from the start. And you did it right from the start. Missing someone is as normal. Missing someone and missing someone is as normal. Missing someone. With all your heart. missing someone.